Hi everyone, welcome to the first Think Learn Libraries event of 2021. My name is Chris Wilson, the E-Services Librarian for North Lanarkshire Libraries, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about BorrowBox, which is why this event is called Discover BorrowBox. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is BorrowBox? If you don't know already, we'll tell you all about it. So BorrowBox is basically our online library service. It's open 24/7 and you get access to ebooks and e-audiobooks which you can download straight to your device of choice. There's access to thousands of ebooks and thousands of e-audiobooks, and the ebook service is very similar to Kindle, so if you've used that before you might kind of find it quite similar. And it's very similar, the e-audiobook service is very similar to Audible as well, so if you've used that you might kind of feel quite at home as well. The next big question is it free? And the answer is yes. In every single way it's free. And it's free to download the app, it's free to download ebooks and e-audiobooks, and it's free of overdue fines as well, because the items can't go overdue. It's got a set period of loan period, and unless you renew the item, you will not be able to go overdue. So the item will instantly stop access from at the end point of the loan period, so you don't need to worry about fines. Downloading the app is really easy. It's available on all the major app stores, so you can get it in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, or the Amazon App Store as well for Kindle Fire devices. If you have got an iPhone or iPad, you get it from the Apple Store, obviously. If you've got an Android device, you would get it in the Google Play Store, and if you have a Kindle Fire, from the Amazon App Store. Please do note though that normal kind of standard Kindles that are not the tablet form, you can't access it unfortunately, but it is available on Kindle Fires. Downloading the app couldn't be simpler. Simply you go to the App Store on your device, search for BorrowBox and look for this app icon here and click download. Once it's downloaded, there's a sign-in process, and the sign-in process is really simple. You put in your library, which is currently for us Culture and Libraries, but please note this will be changing to North Lanarkshire Libraries very soon. You also have to put in your ID or barcode, which is your library card number and would normally start 03 or CNL for us. So one of those two numbers is the number that you're looking for. And also the third thing you need to put in is your library password. If you don't know your library password, you can request it from us. And you do that by going to www.culturenl.co.uk/password request. Fill out the little form that's on that page, and one of our team will get back to you very quickly with a password for the service. So once you're in, well actually just before you're in, if it's your first time signing up to the app, there will be another little screen there about signing up to, agreeing to the terms and conditions, and also signing up to the website, which is just like most websites, a name and email address, that kind of thing. That is only on the initial time you sign up. Once you've done that, the app usually stays logged in unless there's a major update to the app, in which case you might have to log in again, but it would only be those first three details you'd have to re-enter. Once you're in though, you do come to this screen here, and on the bottom you'll see there's various tabs at the bottom of the menu: My Loans, eBooks, e-audiobooks, search and settings, and at the top there's My Loans and My Reading List. The My Loans section is what it says on the tin. It tells you all about your loans. So it's got your current loans, any reserves that you've got in place, and also your loan history as well. Current loans obviously is any items you've got out at the moment, and on there it'll tell you how long you've got left to go before it expires, and you can return it early, or you can also renew it as well if you need to. The reserves are any items that you have put on reserve, obviously, and it will give you a rough date as to when it will be available for you to download as well. Your loan history is really useful because if you've downloaded stuff in the past, you can't quite remember what it was, or you didn't quite get it finished in time, you can look at the loan history and re-download it from there. Or if you just want to check if you've read something before, or something like that as well, it's really useful to have a look in there too. The My Reading List tab is a relatively new feature to BorrowBox, and basically it is an opportunity to create a reading list. Now, when you download books from us, you do have a limit of 6 ebooks and 6 e-audiobooks, and that does include reserves. So if you have used up all your loans and reserves on your list, you can add items that you might want to read to your reading list to remember them for later. So that's the really useful part for this. The e-audiobook tab is the next tab along, and this is where you'll find out all the e-audiobook titles that we've got. It's split into all adult, young adult and children, and then it's subdivided a little bit more into featured, categories, and genres, and all releases as well. And you can kind of scroll through various shelves on there and kind of click into titles to borrow them and things like that as well. Once you do have a title downloaded, you would play it on the ebook player. And it's quite similar to most audio players that you would find on a device. So it shows the cover image, which is the book cover normally, and it's got a progress bar at the bottom telling you how long you've got left in your e-audiobook. There's also track controls, which are back, play and pause, and forward. There is some volume controls and device controls as well. And there's a speed and sleep section as well. Now, I didn't really think the speed one would be very useful. I couldn't imagine how you would be able to listen to an e-audiobook speeded up. But I have tried it, and as long as you don't put it too fast, it is still listenable, and you can still listen along quite happily. The sleep function is really useful for anyone who maybe listens just before they go to bed. They can set a set time interval where the app will automatically stop playing so that you don't go too far if you do happen to fall asleep while you're listening, and you don't lose your place too far along. The details tab in the middle at the top there is where it gives you a little bit of a summary about the book and file details, and the more tab on next to that also provides access to similar titles related to the book that you're currently playing, so it maybe gives you a few hints to what you might want to read next and things like that. The ebook tab is the next one along, and similar to the e-audiobook tab, it is divided into all adult, young adult and children, and again divided into featured, categories, genres and all releases, and you can again scroll through the various tabs and pick a book and download it from there. The ebook reader is, again, as I said, it is quite similar to using a Kindle on your device. There's a little menu at the bottom with the AA there that shows that this is where you would access things like font sizes, fonts, themes and page width. The fonts have got a specially designed dyslexic font, which if you need that is there for you to use. And there's also themes including sepia and night themes as well, so you can switch it onto the night theme, which may help with reading in bed at night time and things like that, and from straining your eyes. The book tab at the top right is a bookmark. It shows bookmarked places. You can set your own bookmarks, or you can also have the automatic set bookmarks as well in there. The list icon at the bottom left is a chapter menu which shows you where you can move through the book if you want to jump a few chapters ahead for any particular reason. And there's also a back and forwards button in the centre as well, which skips back and forth chapters too. Now the search function is the next tab along, and when you click on that, you're taken to this screen here. There's an available button at the top left there, just under the search bar, and what that does is it toggles between basically all our titles and their only available titles. So if you don't want to see ones that you can't get your hands on straight away, and you only want to see the ones that are available right now, you would want to switch that button on, and then it'll kind of limit it to just the ones that are currently available. There's also the e-audiobook tab or the ebooks tab as well, which means you can kind of pick the format that you prefer for when you're searching as well. Now, it's got a little bit about item status on there too. You'll see from the familiars that it says on here, on loan, available on the 2nd of September 2020. Obviously, I made this presentation a little while ago, but that would give you a rough indication of when that book is available, if it is currently out on loan at this moment in time. and if you reserved it, that would roughly be when it would become available for you. If there's no date showing there, it means that the item is available to download straight away. Now, the Settings tab is the next tab along at the bottom, and it's the final tab on your screen. And this is where you get access to things like your account details and automatic download settings, cellular downloads and things like that sort of stuff. So let's have a wee kind of look through them. Account details shows you your account info, and it's where you can also sign out. So you'll see your library card number in there, your screen, your display name, and your kind of reset. The sign out function says reset, so that signs you out. Automatic downloads, you can toggle that on and off for if you only want to download over Wi-Fi, or whether you're happy using if you want to kind of manually download the items as well. Cellular download allows you to switch that on and off. If you switch it off, it will only allow you to download over Wi-Fi. If you have cellular download switched on, you can use your mobile data to download titles. Some of the files are quite large, which is where the cellular warnings come in. If you do try and download over your mobile data, you can set this to kind of give you a little warning about that, so that you kind of know that you're about to download quite a large file over your data in case you're low on data for that month on your mobile plan. And there's also progress synchronization. If you use multiple devices, say you've maybe got a mobile phone and you're listening to something, and you also use your a tablet or an iPad, you can toggle that on so that it will synchronize between the devices, so you can keep your place on both. You can also use BorrowBox with smart devices. You can connect it to things such as Echo Dot speaker and things like that kind of stuff to play through. You do that through Bluetooth, and so you connect the two devices using the Bluetooth settings on your device, and you can access through that and kind of listen to through other speakers. You can use it through that and get just possibly a bit more of a better listening experience and stuff like that too. Now, there are such a thing called campaign titles on BorrowBox, which you may not notice straight away, but on the main screen you will see one of the shelf scrolls, and normally our campaign titles are marked always available, borrow now. And the campaign title is a book that is available for everyone over a short period of time. So there's no waiting list for this. You have no queues. You don't have to reserve it. It will always be available for you to download. And we change these every month, so that there's always kind of a few titles available on that kind of front page, which everyone is guaranteed to be able to download. We use this quite a lot for our Facebook book group, and it is good for that kind of thing. If you do have a kind of local book group that you kind of have that you run, you could use the campaign title so that all of your members can get access to that title if they don't have the book on hand. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you as best I can to answer any questions. I also have my contact details on the screen there too, so do feel free to drop me an email or contact me on Twitter to see if we can help you out with any problems. But thank you for listening, and do check out the rest of the Think Learn Library events that are coming up for the rest of this week. We have some fantastic events, and you can sign up for them on the website, so do check that out. So if you go to www.culturenl.co.uk/libraries/what's on libraries, and you'll find it in there, and we'll put all the links in the description below so you can get straight to them to kind of have a look through and sign up to any events that you want to. But that's all for me for now, guys. I hope you do download BorrowBox, and I hope you do enjoy using the service, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.